Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Aquatic Ballpark. We are just underway here in third grade. It's the Manly Eagles taking on the Ryde Hawks. And Matt Kelleher with the lead-off bunt single base hit. He's aboard at first base. And Ryde have their first hitter of this game. And that's in there for a strike. Strike one on Adrian Carter, starting at shortstop in this one. We'll bring you full lineups at the end of this top of the first. Start of this game delayed a little bit due to the late finish of the under-18s. 2 all in that one. And Zach Newbold, unfortunately, getting picked off as he represented the winning run for the Eagles, just unable to stay patient enough on second base and give his side a chance to win it at the death. Dean Story on the mound for the Eagles as Matt Kelleher takes off. Protection swing there by Carter. Liam Mayo doing the catching here this afternoon, and his throw is just a little bit late. And it's a lead-off bunt single on a stolen base for Kelleher. 1 ball and 1 strike. Umpires in this one, Phil Choi behind the plate and Connor Casey in the field. That pitch a little bit outside, 2 balls and a strike now to Adrian Carter. The pitch swung on a miss, so 2 balls and 2 strikes now. That pitch will be fouled off, so can remain 2-2. Big swing of that one, but that's going to be fouled off and into the Manly bullpen. Can remain at 2-2. And swung on a miss there for the 3rd strike. It's first out here. That's Adrian Carter down on strikes. Matt Kelleher remains at second base. And we'll bring up the Ryde designated hitter, Sam Lee. And Sam Lee goes down and strikes. So 2 out here for Dean Story, working around this lead-off bunt very nicely. And it's another strike 1. It's Chris Dutton now, the Ryde Hawks veteran. He's going to bat with 2 out and a runner in scoring position. Looking to score the first run of this ball game. It took us 3 innings before we had a run in the 18s. That pitch is going to be lifted into centre field. No, not even to centre field. To just behind second base in shallow centre field. Yuki Mizutanu walks underneath it, makes the catch, and that's the 3rd out here in the top of the first. So we will have the bottom of the first coming up very shortly. First, we'll bring you the lineups. And for the visitors, the Ryde Hawks, proudly brought to you by the Raelius Group. It was Matt Kelleher leading off. He got the lead-off bunt down. He's at centre field. Adrian Carter. As that shortstop, Sam Lee, the designated hitter. Chris Dutton at first base. Justin Byers is in left field. Phil Ardill is at second base. Kyan Dolat Shahi is over at third. Scott Edwards doing the catching, and Justin Chow in right field. On the mound for the Ryde Hawks is the starting pitcher, Hamish Lambert. And for your Manly Eagles, proudly sponsored by Seventh Day Brewery, leading off the catcher Liam Mayo. Scott Hesses at third base. Dion Mason is in centre field. Stephen Patterson at first base. Tim Clark at second base. Chris Hurley is in left field. Yuki Mizutani with that third out there behind second base. He's at shortstop. Nathan Stenning in right field. Jackson Forbes batting in the 9-hole as the designated hitter. And on the mound, you saw Dean Story getting those 3 outs around the lead-off bunt single. So after the top of the first, we have a 0-0 scoreboard, and we'll be back with the bottom half of the first inning. So Liam Mayo leading off for the Manly Eagles. And it's Hamish Lambert on the mound for the visitors, the Ryde Hawks. Much like their under-18s, looks like they need a win here to clinch a spot in the finals. Currently sitting in 4th position. Tied with the MacArthur Orioles. 0.6 of a percentage point ahead of the MacArthur Orioles. Pitch punched into right field. Nathan standing the hit up for the Eagles here, and it is Tim Clark standing on second base. Yuki Mizutani at first. One away here in the bottom of the second inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes for the Manly right fielder Stenning. Ball down in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The ball lifted foul, but out of play. Get out of the way. Ryde with the first run of this ball game. They lead 1-0. 2-2. The count remains for Stenning. And up the middle. Just not falling in time in front of the centre fielder there. A good play by Matt Kelleher out there in centre field for the Hawks. Registers the second out here in the bottom of the second. Just like Yuki Mizutani, who reached on his single. Tim Clark just having a freeze. But he was able to get up to second base. So 2 out now, and it is Jackson Forbes. He started with the ball from the Ryde pitcher, Hamish Lambert. And that's in there for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Good afternoon to those watching online. Apologies for the drop in and out of the pitcher. Just having a few connectivity issues here, but hopefully we've resolved them for now. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jackson Forbes. Tim Clark standing at second base. Swings and a soft ground ball to the second baseman. Will pick it up, Phil Ardil, throw it over to first base. Register the third out, and that is the end of the second inning. Ryde with 1 in that one. They lead here 1-0 after 2 on the Procar Automotive scoreboard. So top of the third here. Ryde leading this one 1-0. And it's going to be Matt Kelleher to lead things off back to the top of the lineup for the Ryde Hawks. Fouls that one off for strike one, no balls and one strike. Ryde making use of the bunt here today. Adrian Carter not able to get his attempt down, popping it up. Luckily for him, getting out of foul play. Getting into foul territory, rather. Kelleher still at first base after drawing the walk. That pitch lifted into left field. Chris Hurley will wander underneath it, make the catch. And that'll be the first out here. In the top of the third inning. 1-0 to the Hawks in this one, early. Sam Lee now, the designated hitter. How's that one off out of play? No balls and one strike. Some minor league action over here on the back diamonds. It's the Forest Derby to close out the season between the Mets and the Renegades. Renegades looking to finish 11-0. Mets with the task of getting a win to keep their finals alive. The bunt there going to get foul out of play by Sam Lee. That's about the 6th or 7th bunt attempt from the Ryde Hawks. Playing the bunt game today, knowing full well the effectiveness of the slower pitching of Dean Story. Two strikes for Sam Lee. One out here in the top of the third inning. That pitch missing down for ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one fouled off again. Can remain at 1 and 2. Chris Dutton waiting on deck. Just missing the outside corner was Dean Story. Good patience there shown by Sam Lee, not offering at that pitch. So fills the count up now, works all the way back from 0 to 2 to 3 and 2. Kelleher still standing at first. Story looking for the punch out. Gets a swing out of Sam Lee. Fouled on the right side. Stephen Patterson busts over there, but they fall into the Ryde dugout. Unretrievable. Another chance here for Sam Lee to get aboard. Another chance for Dean Story to get 2 outs on a ground ball. Mizutani and Tim Clark up the middle. Later on today in the minor league will be the big dogs taking on the Manly Futures side. And the Anorak Park underway at the moment is the Warringah Redbacks against the Pittwater Marlins. Warringah Redbacks looking to sew up second spot. Check again over at first by Story. Kelleher's back in there. EBSN covered all 3 of the minor league first grade games up here at Aquatic last week. There certainly were 3 very entertaining games. Puts on the ground floor, Mizutani Goes to Clark for one. Over to first for the second half of the double play, but throw from the veteran Clark, not able to get to first base in time. But they do get Kelleher at second for the out, second out of the inning. And it will leave Sam Lee at first base. He will reach on the fielder's choice. And it will bring up the first baseman, Chris Dutton. Takes first pitch from Story for strike one. Eight games for Dutton this year. 7 for 22 with 6 singles and a double. Fouls that one off quickly behind. No balls and 2 strikes. (7-6) between these two teams earlier in the year, back on December 5. Very close game, Manly with the lead. Heading into the bottom of the last inning. That ball to Mizutani, picks it up. Fires it over the second base for the out. I thought it was going to first, but it was to Tim Clark at second base. Retires Sam Lee, and that'll finish the top of the third inning. So after 2.5, it's Ryde 1, Manly Eagles 0. Liam Mayo leading off here in the bottom of the first inning, and it's going to be a single for Mayo, maybe an error, but he is aboard. So Manly took the lead on top of the 6th in the last game against these two teams before Ryde came back and walked it off in the bottom half of the inning. Manly with 9 hits to Ryde's 12. I certainly see this game going in a similar fashion. No pitch inside, ball 1. So Scott Clahesi Lex Traddles was the pitcher in that game. Tomo Green ended up getting the win. Ruben Chippick unable to hold off. Tough situation for the youngster in that one. Dean Story gone 5 1/3 with only 88 pitches to his name. No pitch up and away. Liam May's in a bit of trouble, but the throw is high and away. Gets underneath it with a slide and will reach second. Would have been out if that throw was on the money, but it wasn't. Mayo's in scoring position, and Scott Clahesi faces a 2-0 count. The runner in scoring position. Big hello to Matt Fitzgerald. Just having a few issues, Matt, but hopefully we've sorted them out now and it should be smooth one, but technology can be funny at times. And just as I say that, So Scott Edwards getting hit by a pitch there, puts him on first base. Kyan Shahi is standing on second. Phil Ardil coming in to score on that Dolat Shahi single into left centre field. Justin Chow now the batter in the 9-hole for the Hawks, looking to extend this lead. It's 2-0 here currently in the top of the 4th inning. Pitch away from Dean Story, 3 balls and no strikes to Justin Chow. In there for strike 1, Story finding the zone. 3-1 now to Chow. Swings and misses on that one, so full count now, 3-2. Story working all the way back from 3-0 to 3-2, gets a couple of swings out of Chow. 6 games for Chow, 2 for 6 on the season. So limited time. Runners take their lead, but it is ball 4, drops in there, just the outside missing 14 Story, so it's loaded bases, 1 out here. And turns the lineup over for Matt Kelleher. Batting here for the 3rd time this afternoon. Unable to find the zone, just dropping a little bit low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Matt Kelleher. Batting with the bases loaded here, 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Could really blow this game open. Hamish Lammett doing a good job for the Ryde Hawks. Only allowed a couple of base runners. Manly leaving Liam Mayo stranded on 3rd base despite leading off the inning. Scott Hesse moved him over to 3rd after he stole 2nd. But the next 2 batters that came up couldn't drive him in. Manly missing out on a chance to tie this game up in the 3rd inning. Now trail here 2-0, and the base is loaded. Nobody, only 1 out. But the leadoff hitter, Matt Kelleher, has reached both times in there for strike 1. 2 balls on the strike. Fouls that one up right side. Patterson underneath it, makes the catch. No one at home plate. Took their eyes off things there. But able to react quickly enough to get back there and prevent the runner over there. Call it Kyan Shahi from scoring. So huge second out there for the Eagles. Pitch missing for ball 1. And that's in for strike 1. So 1-1 for Adrian Carter. Getting away from Mayo, just bouncing off his glove. Bouncing over the back. And it will allow Dolit Shahi to score, so an RBI and a run for him in this inning. Right, extending their lead out to 3-0. I think that this might be Dean Story's last inning of the day. The pitch fouled off right side. Patterson underneath it. Makes the catch, and that'll finish the top of the third, but it is another couple of runs on the board for the Hawks. They now lead 3-0 here. And it will be Tim Clark, Chris Hurley, and Yuki Mizutani to bat when we return. So Tim Clark to lead things off for the Eagles here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Man with a bit of a job to do now. Two and 0 to Clark. Three and 0 now, so Lambert missing. Not able to find the zone. These first three pitches to Tim Clark. And that pitch is up there for ball four. So a four-pitch walk for Tim Clark to start things here for the Eagles. Exactly what he, as the manager, would have wanted. Scott Fielding taking over the duties at third base today. It's usually a long bench for the coaching duo of Tim Clark and Scott Fielding. Is a little bit short today. Obviously being out of playoff contention in the last round of the season, a little bit of rain around. Chris Hurley, the hitter now. 1-1. Ball down in the dirt, gets away from Scott Edwards. Tim Clark motoring up the second base, looking at turning to third, but not that young anymore is Tim Clark. And he holds up at second base. Down in the dirt for ball 3, so good at bat here by Chris Hurley. Works it to 3-1. Punches that ball into centre field, but Kelleher will be there. He'll make the catch. Fires it straight back into Adrian Carter at second base. Tim Clark can't go anywhere. And that'll be the first out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bit of hitting by Chris Hurley. Just a little bit too much elevation. Couldn't get it on the ground. Tim Clark will remain at second. 1 out here for Yuki Mizutani. Pitch in and on the inside corner for strike 1. Up the stairs for ball 1 ball and a strike. Mizutani with a hit in his previous at bat. He's going to be hit by pitch, so a couple of runners on here for the Eagles now. Still plenty to do, but another opportunity for them to apply pressure to the Ryde Hawks pitcher, Hamish Lambert. And we'll bring up Nathan Stenning for the Eagles. The pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Stenning taking the first pitch option. Lifts that one found out of play, so Stenning now behind 0-2. And 2 from Nathan Stenning. We're going to take advantage of this opportunity for the Eagles. Couple of runners on. Tim Clark stands at second. Yuki Mizutani at first. And that pitch a little bit high, but Stenning fouls it off into the glove of the catcher, Scott Edwards, and that's the second out here. Late swing offering by Stenning. Catches the bat and straight into the glove of Stenning of Edwards for strike 3. And bring up the lefty, Jackson Forbes. He's going to bat here with 2 out. Manly trailing 3-0. Very similar to the under-18s game. Manly with runners on throughout the game, but couldn't score them early. And Forbes punches that to the left side, but a good catch by the third baseman over there, Kyan Dolat Shah. It's been his inning here, and that will finish the third inning. On the Proco Automated scoreboard, it's the Ryde Hawks 3, Manly Eagles 0. So Dean Story back out for inning number 5. In there for strike 1. Sam Lee, the hitter, the DH for the Hawks today. That pitch is down in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Unofficial official start time of 12:39. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sam Lee. So 2¼ hours, 3 and 2 now. We'll see us with a finish of about 3:54. 2:54 rather. That ball on the ground to the left side to Yuki Mizutani. Picks it up. Can't pick it up. Boots it. And it will be an error charge to the Manly shortstop. Sam Lee's aboard. And with the first base runner here for the Ryde Hawks. The visitors leading 3-0, looking to clinch 4th spot in the 3rd grade competition. With the finals getting underway next Sunday at Blacktown. Chris Dutton now the hitter. A pitch in there for strike 1. Just missing inside his Story. 2 balls, no strikes to Chris Dutton. And that pitch missing low, so 3-0. Manly looking for their first out. That pitch in there for strike 1, so 3-1 now. Sam Lee stands aboard at first. Sam Lee takes off, but it's a ball 4 hit by pitch. Take your pick. It'll be Chris Dutton going up to first. Sam Lee coming back to first, not realising that it was ball 4 / hit by pitch. Officially hit by pitch. And Chris Dutton is aboard. He stands at first base now, and it's going to be a visit from Scott Fielding. Andrew Francis up in the bullpen for the Eagles, warming up. Looks like the next option for manager Fielding. And with a bit of work to do here, trailing 3-0 and runners on first and second with nobody out. They don't want this inning to get away from them, otherwise it will be too hard for them to come back. With only about 40 minutes remaining in this 2¼ hour game. So Justin Begers will bat now, the left fielder for the Hawks. Shows bunt, pops up the bunt. Mayo not in time, can't get back there quick enough. Threw off the helmet. Byers rather, not Beggars. My apologies. Tries to get the bunt down again. Play over at second base. Not in time. Sam Lee back in time. Byers not able to get the bunt down. Lee got himself into a bit of a situation, but was able to get back to the base in time. So no balls and 2 strikes for Byers. Lifted into right field. Caught over there by Nathan Stenning. Gets the ball back in quickly. First out here in the top of the 5th. Philadelphia will hit now. It's caused Manly all kinds of headaches today. Just looking to extend this 2-0 lead. Lifts that ball. First pitch he sees into left field. Chris Hurley gets after it. Good throw into the infield to the cut-off man, Scott Clohessy. Limits it to a single. But it will bring up Kyan Dolat-Shahi, who had an RBI and a run scored in his previous at bat. It was in the previous inning. Five games in the third grade for Dolat-Shahi, 2 for 11. And it's going to be a hit by pitch. So we'll drive in a run. We'll take Ryde out to 3-0. Sam Lee crosses the plate. Chris Dutton moves up to third. Justin Byers was out, so Philadelphia now at second. And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change, so we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the rest of this top of the 5th inning. Andrew Francis is the new pitcher for the Manly Eagles. Takes over from Dean Story. In the first pitch he throws, he's hit by a pitch on Scott Edwards. So be another run for the Hawks. It's now 4-0. Still only one out here in the top of the fifth. 5-0 rather. So Justin Chow, he's done for the day. Just looking to see who number 74 is. So Manly trailing 5-0 here. It's Baden Haggerty, starting second baseman in the under 18s. In the dirt. Two balls, no strikes to the pinch hitter Haggerty. And in there for strike one. The ball gets away from Liam Mayo and will get all the way to the fence. Phil Ardil will score. Kyandolat Shahi moves up, as well as Scott Edwards. It's now 6-0, the Ryde Hawks. Scott Hesse with the clean-up. Throws it over the first in time for the out. It's an RBI ground out for Haggerty, Baden Haggerty, making his first appearance in third grade. So that'll be now 7-0 the Hawks here in the top of the fifth inning. But it is two out, and it will turn the lineup over to Matt Kelleher for the second time here. Correction, it's not the second time. Last two innings seem to have squashed together. Sam Lee was the lead-off of this inning, so Ryde sending their eighth hitter to the plate in this inning. One ball and one strike now to the centre fielder, Matt Kelleher. Reached base twice. Lifts that one into left field, but Chris Hurley is there. He makes the catch, and that'll finish the top of the fifth, but it's another bunch of runs for the Ryde Hawks. They've taken complete control of this one. They lead 7-0 as we head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Liam Mayo to bat here. Fifth inning of work for Charlie Lambert, but that ball's going to be hit into centre field. Straight to Matt Kelleher out there. And that's the first out in this bottom of the fifth inning. And Matt Minard's going to come out and take the ball from his starter. And that's going to be all she wrote for Hamish Lambert. 4 1/3, very strong innings, has got his team into a very good winning position here. And it's going to just see who the new pitcher is. Tomo Green comes out of the bullpen, so he'll throw his warm-ups, and we'll see what happens the rest of this fifth inning when we return once this warm-up is done. So Andrew Francis back on the mound for the Eagles here in the top of the 6th inning. And we have a pinch hitter here for the Hawks. Jackson Koronev. 6th appearance for him in 3rd grade. Swings and misses at that one. One ball and 1 strike. Francis looking for a 1-2 inning here. Manly with plenty of work to do at the back end of this game. He's coming to its end, only about 25 odd minutes left. Outside corner, but misses. Ball 3-1 now. So unable to get ahead on the count. And that's going to be in there for a strike. So finding the zone there is Andrew Francis. Jackson Koronev thought he had ball 4. He's one for 4 so far in his 6 appearances and 6 plate appearances. And does take ball 4 in the dirt, so Koronev is aboard and scored twice. Picks up his 3rd walk of the season in 3rd grade and has struck out once. So Patrick Calvert now will pinch hit for Sam Lee. That ball hit hard too. Takes out the runner. Koronev unable to get out of the way of that ball. And it collects him, knocks him off his feet. So the Manly guys will take the outs whichever way that they can get them. Don't think there was a potential for a double play ball there. Koronev is out and Calvert will take his place at first base for Chris Dutton now, who'll step up with 1 out. Ball in the dirt for ball 1. Well blocked there by Liam Mayo.
I wish they just would play like us and be like, okay, play shortstop the whole game. You play outfield. Why can't you do that? Because it's they're how old are they? 7 to 10. Oh. So it's like a new person plays the game.
And pitches in there for strike 1. It's now ball and a strike.
Actually, you're probably not allowed to do that. There's these 2 twins. I got these 2 twins that sound
It looks like the Hawks are going to wrap up 4th spot for the 2nd time today. And wrapped it up with a 2-all draw in the under-18s. And they have a very commanding 7-0 lead to pick up their 5th win of the season, to go with their 2 draws, effectively giving them 6 wins and 4 losses on the year. Dutton was hit by pitch in his previous at-bat. So 3-2 to Chris Dutton. At a 3-2 count in his last at-bat. Pops this one off, but out of play. Off the hands. Good pitch there by Andrew Francis. Almost got a pop out, but Dutton will see another pitch. And we'll miss outside for ball 4, so Ryde will now have runners on first and second with only one out. And we're going to have a pinch runner to come in for Dutton. Callum Lambert coming in to run. He takes his place at first base. With 2-0 to Justin Byers. We have had a defensive change here with Sean Parkinson behind the plate now for the Eagles. Liam Mayer moving over to second base. Tim Clark out of the game. Pitch is ball 4, so it's a 4-pitch walk for Justin Byers, and that'll load the bases. And we'll bring out Tim Clark for a quick chat. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back after this little meeting on the mound. So Doge Yamaguchi comes to the mound for the Eagles. And his first assignment is going to be Phil Ardill. He's going to have the bases loaded, 1 out. Big spot for him to get out of here. This will be the last inning of this game. Starts with a strike. Paul the Dogo just focuses on throwing strikes here. Get this Manly side out of this jam. And popped up. Parkinson can't take the catch. But Yamaguchi does have 2 strikes on Phil Ardill. And pitch just missing outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Inside for ball 2, 2 and 2 now. Big swing and miss. Phil Ardill going down on strikes and losing his feet and going face first into the left-hander's batter's box. So 2 out. Doggy Yamaguchi coming in, getting half of the job done. And he'll next face Kyan Dolat Shahi. Starts Dolat Shahi with a ball. Yamaguchi's first appearance on the mound in 3rd grade this season. That pitch in there for strike 1 has pitched a little bit in the under 18s. Down the dirt. Parkinson keeping it at the disc, but didn't quite know where it was straight away, but didn't get away from him, so good block there by Parkinson. 2 balls, no strikes for Dolat Shahi. Ripped foul. And out of play. 14 innings of work in the under 18s for Yamaguchi. One of them at the start against Blacktown on December 12. Does have a loss and a save to his name. Save coming against the Cronulla Sharks. That pitch curveball in there for a foul and strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Did give up 2 earned runs in that game against the Sharks, but struck out all 3 batters, or struck out 3 batters in his 2 innings of work. So 2-2 to Dolat Shahi. Another foul ball. Extends the at bat. So another 2-2. That ball lifted into right field, but Nathan Stenning gets underneath it, but can't make the catch. It's going to score 2. Oh, we'll only score 1, so bit of a bullet dodge there. Stenning got underneath it, but doesn't make the catch. It's a missed opportunity for Manly to get out of this. Sam Lee scores from third base. Runners only moving up one base despite there being 2 outs. You would think they'd be going a little bit harder to score in the extra run. It is now 8-0 in favour of the Ryde Hawks. And it brings up the catcher, Scott Edwards. That's going to miss up for ball 1. On the corner for strike 1, so 1 ball and 1 strike. Yamaguchi missing up for ball 2. 2 and 1 now. Wants to really get this third out. Get this hitting over and done with. Swings and misses at that one, so Yamaguchi now a strike away from finishing this inning. Two and 2 for Edwards. Gets in to foul it off. Can remain at 2 and 2. 2 out. Runners on all the bases. Nowhere to put him. Good block there by Sean Parkinson. Knocking down that one. Trace through the third base batter's box. Sorry, the left-hander's batter's box. 3 and 2 now. To Scott Edwards, Yamaguchi looking to finish it, but leaves in the dirt for ball 4. So another run comes across the plate. It's now 9-0 to the Hawks. Baden Haggerty comes up. His second appearance after pinch hitting in the previous inning. That ball down the dirt for ball 1. And again, in the dirt, ball 2. Yamaguchi working hard out there, trying to get this third out. That pitch lifted high into left field. Chris Hurley underneath it. Makes the catch, and that does complete the top of the 6th inning. But another couple of runs for the Ryde Hawks. And after the top of the 6th and a final inning of this ball game, it's Ryde 9, Manly 0. So Stephen Patterson will lead off here in the last inning for the Manly Eagles in 2020-2021. Big hill to climb here. You could probably call it Mount Everest. 2 balls and no strikes. Stephen Patterson, Sean Parkinson and Chris Hurley. The first 3 batters due up here. We need to see them probably at least 3 times if Manly are any chance of stealing victory here, but down 9-0, you don't think that would be possible. And that is a 4-pitch walk, so maybe, just maybe, but long way to go, but it's the best possible start. And we'll bring up the under 18 catcher and now 3rd grade catcher Sean Parkinson. No Ben Edwards today for the Eagles. Patterson standing at first. Will have to be moved around by Parkinson. That pitch is on the outside corner, 4 strike 1, so Tomo Green firing in a strike after 4 straight balls to Stephen Patterson. That pitch will be in the dirt, but not far enough away for Stephen Patterson to move up. We've got Patterson and Parkinson in the lineup. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll have the 2nd grade game 20 minutes after this, 15 to 20 minutes after this one finishes. 2-1 now. Parkinson showing good patience at the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. That's going to be up for ball 3. So Tomo Green just struggling a little bit here, but he's got plenty of run support to play with. I'm sure manager Matt Minard won't be too worried. And that is ball 4. So Benja Patterson moves up to second base. Thought he might have been hustling up on the wild pitch, but it was ball 4. And we'll bring out Matt Minard and a pitching change. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the rest of this bottom of the 6th inning. So Scott Fitzgerald could only manage one out in this top of the 6th inning. And it's going to be Keita Preddy to come and maybe get the last 2 outs here. 4 appearances in the under-18s. Sorry, 7 appearances in the under-18s. 7.2 innings of work. 11 runs, all earned on 14 hits with 4 walks, 6 strikeouts and 2 hit by pitches. Hasn't pitched in 3rd grade this season, so first chance at the higher level for him. Manly trailing 9-2 here. Loaded bases, 1 out. That pitch missing for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fouled off from Liam Mayo. Top of the lineup to come for the Eagles. Still only 1 out. So Liam Mayo, Scott Clohessy and maybe Dion Mason if we can get that far. Manly at least breaking up the shutout. Now just playing to make this score look respectable. We're going to have a very late start to 2nd grade. Manly looking to close out the season with the win and clinch the minor premiership. Had an opportunity to do that over the last couple of weeks, but a loss to Borkham Hills and some weather has affected that result. So it's going to come down to the last day of the regular season to clinch. And he's strike 3 for Liam Mayo. Takes a big hack at that. Can't make contact. And we will see Scott Clohessy bat with loaded bases and 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Other 18 results. MacArthur 6-5 over Borkham Hills. So even if Ryde had have lost the 18s game, MacArthur did them the favour by beating Borkham Hills and staving off their last round threat. Ball 2 to Scott Clohessy. Blacktown 1, League Cronulla 0 in the bottom of the 4th over at Bonnet Bay. And in the 3rd inning out at Andrews Road, Canterbury 8, League Greater Western 3. Progress scores in the 18. So that pitch lifts it into left field. And it won't be caught out there in left field. All the Manly runners will move up 90 feet. It was 2 out. So Manly scoring 2, in fact, with Chris Hurley scoring, followed by Aidan Rogers. Left fielder Justin Byers unable to make the catch to finish the game. So Manly now trailing 9-4. And we'll bring up Dion Mason to bat with 2 out. Last chance for him this season. Couple of runners in scoring position. Foul ball there. Dion Mason looking to extend this last inning as long as possible for the Eagles. They've got 4 on the board, but they do have 2 out. Top of the 4th out at MacArthur, and it's Borkham Hills 12-2 over the Orioles out there in the 3rd grade game. Mason lifting that one off, right side into foul territory. People converging underneath it. Scott Edwards gets over there, makes the catch, and that finishes the ball game. Convincing win for the Ryde Hawks. They get this one 9-4 and finish the season in 4th spot ahead of the finals. Congratulations to the Hawks. They will play finals baseball in under 18s and 3rd grade. They've got a job to do in 2nd grade and 1st grade when we come back with those ones. But it was a very good performance from their starter, Hamish Lambert. Kept the Eagles off the board through 4 1/3 innings of work. Scott Fitzgerald came in, gave up a couple of runs, and then closed down at the end there. So the final one here today on the Procar Automotive scoreboard on round 18 of the New South Wales State League. Ryde 9, Manly 4.